Hey there, back again with another edition of My Career, My Rules. This time I am joined by my special guest, Mr. Grace here. Grace is named after Grace Hopper, or Admiral Grace Hopper, the first female admiral of the Navy and one of the developers of one of the first assembly programming languages. And Grace is here to help me share with you 5 leadership tips or techniques that I learned from working with dogs and little puppies like this. Say hi, Grace. Technique number 1 is consistency is king. When training a puppy, training a dog, or leading a team in almost any environment, you want to be consistent. You want to treat your people with consistency, and that's amongst the people and in the way in which you operate. If you have one-on-ones with your team, which is always a good idea, make sure that you're doing those consistently, that you're showing up consistently, that your attitude and the way in which you react to different things is consistent. If an action one day gets a smile and the next day gets a grunt or a grimace, it's not letting your people know how to operate with you. The same way it's not letting my puppy know how to operate with me. Consistency will help people understand how to work with you and what to expect from you, and that makes it easier for them to do their job. So wherever you can put in place consistency and leave your own mood, your own goings on out of the way in which you lead, the better. Make sure that you are doing the things consistently that you want to see from your team. So anywhere you can apply more consistency to your leadership, the same way anyway I can apply more consistency to the way in which I train my puppy, is going to help. Rule number 2, praise is everything. You're going to get more value from praising your team, from rewarding your team, than you will ever get from negative energy or the stick versus carrot type attitude of leadership. When you're looking at training a new puppy, you're working on praising them for everything they do right. You're carrying them outside and they're going to the bathroom outside. You did all the work, they get all the praise. The same thing applies to when you're leading your team. Praise them for the work they do. Praise them for successes you have as a leader because it's your team that supports them. Work to praise them and give them rewards in whichever avenues you have available to you anytime you can. If you see them doing something that you would want them to be doing, praise them. I'm teaching Grace how to sit. If Grace sits on his own for some other reason that has nothing to do with me, I'm going to congratulate the little guy for the fact that he went and sat and that he did a good sit. Now, you're not going to treat your people like dogs, but the principle is the same. Praise them for what they do well. Acknowledge them. Acknowledge them in public. Acknowledge them in front of their peers. Make sure that people recognize the good work they're doing. This also helps you when it comes time to promote them. The more external acknowledgement and praise they're getting, the more people and your superiors are seeing them getting praised, the easier it's going to be to convince people that it's time for a raise or a salary or a promotion for them. So be sure to praise when and wherever possible. And whenever possible, attach financial means to that praise. Attaboys only go so far. You need to give them the treat, the same way Grace needs a treat along with the good boy. People work for a living. Help them make more money when they're doing the right thing. Your job is not to keep them down. Your job is to grow your team, praise them, and reward them. Little Grace there is just about 10 weeks old at this point. And as a puppy at that age, the bladder control is very small and they need to go to the bathroom quite often. So there's going to be occasional times when I'm not paying enough attention or I'm not taking the little guy out quite enough and he's going to piddle on the floor. That is not my time to rub his nose in it and punish him for it. That's my lack of attention, my lack of guidance, and my lack of taking enough time to train Grace, not Grace's action that was incorrect. So we use those moments as teaching moments. I pick Grace up as soon as I see it happening. I take Grace out to the yard and I let Grace go, and then I praise Grace for doing it in the right spot. The same applies to your team. We often admonish members of our team publicly or privately, for mistakes that they may not have had any control over or knowledge of. Instead, look to make those teaching moments. When you see something that isn't the way it should have gone, that went a different way than you expected, or you see something done that isn't the way you want things handled, take your people aside one-on-one and use it as a moment to train them and teach them the way you want things to be. Don't punish them, don't undermine them, and don't talk poorly about them. Teach them. And if you repeatedly can't teach someone, then you know they're probably in the wrong role or the wrong fit. But if you haven't taken the time to try and educate them on the right way to do things and the way you need things done and the way your company works, that's your fault. That's your mistake. That's your mentoring, your coaching, your training that needs to be fixed. So if you're looking for someone to punish, take it out on yourself, not on your team. Ensure you're using teaching moments and coaching moments rather than some sort of punishment or public disgrace on your people. I've had dogs most of my life, and there are some big similarities between puppies and adult dogs. There are some big similarities between male dogs and female dogs. But overall, every dog, every puppy is also very different. Grace is the first puppy I've ever had that doesn't want to be on a leash at all for any reason. We go out and try and go for a walk, and Grace sits down immediately. No interest in walking, not going to be on that leash, just going to chew that leash. So we have a lot of training and coaching to do before Grace will take a walk with me on a leash. In the past, all my puppies have been more than excited to go on a walk. They're pulling me down the street, and the training takes another role where we have to teach them not to pull and to leave slack in the leash and stay tight to my body. In Grace's case, it's a whole different training mechanism because Grace, while being a puppy with many similarities, is very different than the other puppies I've trained. Your people are the same in that fashion, in that analogy. Your people have similarities. There are going to be things that motivate most anybody, and there are going to be things that demotivate most anybody. But there are also going to be differences. Some of your people may get the most intrinsic benefit from in-private acknowledgement of their actions, of things they do well. Some might like to have that acknowledgement in front of their peers. Some might not care about your acknowledgement at all. They only care about the money, the paycheck, and the salary involved. And I wouldn't hate them for that. We work for a living. If that piece of it isn't right, then why would I be happy with the rest of the job? Right? So you need to find the things that motivate your people. And a lot of these are going to be intrinsic values that don't necessarily mean constantly giving them raises and promotions out of the ordinary. They're going to be things like new challenges, attempts to try out leadership, the right acknowledgments at the right time, chances to be in front of senior leadership to present their ideas up. And the beauty of most of these things is not only do they help that person be more fulfilled in their role, but they help you grow your team and they help you mentor that person. So work to understand your team and understand that each one of your team members will have their own differences, and there will still be those overarching similarities that help you lead them as a group. The more time you take to understand your team, the better a leader you're going to come out. Rule number 5, and my final rule for this episode. You're gonna get what you put in to your team the same way I get what I put into Grace. The more love, the more attention, the more affection I show Grace, the more I get back. The more training, the more time I spend with Grace, teaching him how I want him to operate, teaching him the tricks I want him to know, the faster he learns and the happier he is. The more time I take him to the dog park and I socialize him with other people and other dogs, the more I get back from him out of happy, well-mannered puppy. The same applies to your team. When you're looking at mentoring, at coaching, at leading your team, the more time you put into it, the more rewards you're going to get back. And it's sometimes hard for us to look at it and realize we need to let go of more control We might need to spend 4 hours training somebody and coaching them on it rather than 1 hour of doing it. But those 4 hours we spend are going to give us a return. In the long run, they're going to give us a return by growing our team. Growing our teams allows us to move up, allows us to grow. Leaders get promoted based on the growth of their team and the success of their team as a whole. So any investment there is an investment in yourself, and it's your career, your success. So make it their careers, their success. When looking at growth of your team, there are some techniques I've found that help me let go of control while at the same time coaching and mentoring without thinking I'm going to have to spend a lot of time reworking. In many cases, I'll take a first draft of something. Maybe it's a proposal or a slide deck, a statement of work, or whatever it may be. But then I'll bring that team member onto the phone with me and we'll walk through what I built as a draft step by step. I'll let them know how I think about it, where I got to my conclusions, what I put in place and why, and then I'll have them take the next iterations. Doing this a couple of times allows me to get the main bulk of the work done fast while they get to learn what I'm doing. And then at some point we switch. They take the wheel and they do draft one, and then we come back and work together. These types of tools will help you keep that efficiency and keep that speed of delivery of objectives while teaching and coaching your team. So find ways that work for your style and for your team style that are going to allow you to spend as much time as possible coaching and mentoring your team.
Thanks for watching. Be sure to give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Check the show notes for links to more information and merchandise.